What's up? Haven't done one of those rolly-in entrances for a while, so hey, you're welcome. I did that for you. Hey guys, it's Ryan with DP Marketing.Services. Hope you're doing well, staying safe, and thanks for tuning in. Coming at you a video on Google Local Services. So, well, first, if you don't know what Google Local Services is, here's a crash course. It is a fairly new product for Google. It is a pay-per-lead tool. It is not the same as AdWords. But it is market specific right now, so it's not nationwide or international in all places. But basically, you show up at the top of a search, and I'll actually see if I can do a quick search so you can see what it looks like. I probably should have actually thought about this in advance so that you're not waiting on me to type and misspell the word plumber. For instance, there at the top of the page, you can kind of see. So this is where I am physically right now. I'm in Tulsa. This is where office is. So you see those two companies with the Google guaranteed. That is Google Local Services. And if you click on that, it'll show you not really an ad, but just kind of like an overview of the business, the things that they highlight and do specialty stuff, phone number. But basically when a customer does this and calls, it's a live caller, right? So one lead, one company, it's a one flat rate per all those leads. And there are a couple things that make it where Google's more likely to show your ad, right? And we've done other videos on it. If I remember, I'll link to it in this description, about making sure your budget's a certain way, making sure you're engaging with the actual lead details as they come in. But here's the thing to think about. Everybody on earth, right? Everybody in your market, everybody in our market, doesn't matter. Everybody is wanting to compete for that Google Local Services real estate. And as you saw on my phone just then, there was only two options showing up. You have two options. Sometimes there's three. On a desktop, there's usually three. If you do a voice search, it's often three. On a mobile, it was two. But the point is, it's really competitive. Everyone's trying to get there. And unlike AdWords, you can't just bid more aggressively. You can't just do different things better or smarter or more sneaky than the other guy. It really comes down to a couple of things. So one, making sure everything in your profile is set up correctly, right? The services you do, the service areas, the hours, anything that benefits you. There's a COVID-19 section now of any sort of things that you're doing in response to COVID. Making sure all that stuff is filled out is permission to play. Two, upload photos. Make sure as many good photos as you have of your business are present. Google seems to like that. Make sure your budget is set aggressively. I always tell people, make sure it's maxed out as much as you possibly can. If that's $250,000 a week, great, do it. You won't spend that much, but just, make sure you catch Google's attention. And then here's the last thing, which is kind of the umbrella term. In general, with Google products and services, Google wants to know that you're being responsive and considerate of your customers and Google's customers. So they measure that a lot of different ways, including reviews, but they also want to make sure that you're filling out details on the call, that you're marking things as booked, all those things that go into showing that you're engaging and playing the system. Because once everything's done, if you have 5 companies, they're all maxing out the budget, they all have photos, all their profiles are done. The only thing left really for Google to start optimizing for and figuring out which 2 or which 3 businesses are the best choice are the ones who trigger Google's algorithm the most, saying you take care of customers, that the customers prefer you, that you do a great job. And the only way Google's going to get that memo is if you play in their system. Send a review request, even if you send it through Google Local Services. Make sure you fill out all the details on the lead. Make sure you dispute things that aren't real leads. Play the game. That's the only way. And you have to play the game better than the other guy. Because at the end of the day, you're playing against a computer who's trying to pick of these 2 companies or of these 3 companies, which one deserves a prime real estate and which ones get listed further down. And as you probably know, when you're listed further down, you don't really get near the opportunities that the other guys get. So it's not a budget game. It's not it's not all that. But if Google's trying to pick between who should get the prime real estate, all things else being equal, make sure you're doing the things that Google's algorithm is going to be responsible to. And primarily, After everything else in your profile is set up right, assuming all that's done, they want to know that you're taking care of customers and that you're engaging with them well. So that's it. It's not really rocket science, but it does take discipline. So it's not like you can sneak your way around. It's not like there's a button you can press. It does take discipline. Play the game, work the system, get the reviews, fill out the lead details, be responsive to customers. And look, Google Local Services reviews and Google My Business reviews are not the same thing. Google Local Services reviews do not touch Google My Business. However, Google My Business reviews do filter up to Google Local Services. So be mindful when you request reviews that they are not necessarily the same tool. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, honestly, I don't care where the reviews come from. As long as you're getting the reviews, that's the goal. But just be mindful that everything you do is about helping Google understand that you're taking care of their customer. So hope this is helpful. I would love to know your thoughts, what your headaches, what your concerns are with Google Local Services, or what things you're doing to find a good advantage to. As always, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below. Follow us on Facebook, subscribe on YouTube. Stay safe out there, guys, and we'll see you next time.